Nice one called Dudes. I am in a village called Minchinhampton in the Cotswolds, and this is going to be an episode of my photo story challenge. What the hell is this? Well, I've got a camera with a fixed prime lens. It's 40mm. This is a Nikon ZF I got second hand, and the challenge is for me to get better at photography. I'm going to shoot everything manually, and then because it's boring watching just people's photos normally, I'm going to try and make it slightly less boring by taking all the photos I've taken during the day and putting them into a story at the end. Probably going to be rubbish, and well, let's just see how we go. It's an experiment. One thing left to say: good luck everyone, especially me. The route I had planned was about 7 miles and took me through Minchinhampton and around the surrounding area. I'll put this full walk on my other walking channel when I get around to editing it. It turns out the main inhabitants of Minchinhampton were cows, which just wander around everywhere. There are even cattle grids all over the place to stop them getting into people's houses. As the walk progressed, I made some observations about my plans. I think this photo walking challenge does actually change my outlook of what I'm trying to take photos of. So not necessarily great photos, more things that are slightly out of the ordinary that I can make a story from. And it's quite enjoyable doing that. As the walk winds on, I'm getting an idea about what I could write a story about. Maybe cows and some sort of industrial escape. I don't know. Very pretty. Cool old church. Nearing the end of the photo walk called Dudes, and you might want to know why I picked this camera to use. The reason being is that it's the closest digital camera to a manual one that I could buy in my budget. And I didn't use an actual film camera because film costs about £20 a roll and also £20 to develop. So long-term wise, it would have been out of my budget. I hope that explains it for you. Cows everywhere. Nice one called Dudes. I'm back at the holiday cottage with the camera. The photo walk is complete, although I might try and get some photos later on this evening, as you're allowed a whole day to do it. I don't know if I've got enough good ones to make a story. We'll find out, shall we? Right now. Thanks for watching. Only one thing left to say: keep on taking photos, yeah? Not very good. Stay cool. Somewhere deep in the Cotswolds lies the sleepy village of Minchinhampton. Its charming stone houses exude an air of tranquility, but sparks were about to fly. Because Minchinhampton was not just inhabited by humans, they shared the village with cows. What used to be hundreds of cows. But each year their numbers dwindled as they fell victim to careless drivers. And now the cow graveyard was overflowing. A wise old cow called Marek called for a meeting, and cows travelled far and wide to gather under the old tree. "Ladies and gentlemen," she said, "every year I see more graves of our loved ones. We must set up a safety zone and warn the humans of our presence." A young cow called Mustafa piped up. "We need to have some bulls. We must fight them while we have strength in numbers." But he was outvoted. More signs were put up, but to no avail, as later that day, Marek herself was ploughed down by an ice cream van, ironically with ice cream made from her own milk. A furious Mustafa declared war on the denizens of Minchinhampton. "Enough of this," cried Mustafa. We claim back the village as our own. And he led the herd onto the quiet streets. They ransacked everything in their way. Humans tried to quell the bovine bombardment, but the cows tore through their defences and continued their rampage. The villagers fled as fast as they could and found alternative places to live. Boats, even tunnels underground. And so it was, the cows controlled the village once more, and the days of man became a distant memory. Thanks for watching, cool dudes. If you enjoyed this and would like to help me make more videos and watch more photo walks and other things, why not check out my Patreon as a 7-day free trial. Nice one.